Let's talk about the end year recap for the top YouTube streamers and top Twitch streamers. So actually, let me pull this up real quick. I've got it on my notes here. So we have two tweets right here, provided by Stream Charts. They are a awesome company that essentially tracks all the data regarding stats around live streamers. And so, let me see if I can't pull this up. So these are the most watched Twitch channels of 2022. So obviously we have XQC, Galls, iBuy, RM Play, Hassan Abi, kind of like the traditional streamers that we have been known to see as kind of like the top leaders of the platform. Mm-hmm. And you can see their hours right here. So obviously in last we have, I don't know who that is, but he's got about 68 million hours, which is pretty good. And at the forefront, you got XQC, which has 224 million. Now, what's interesting about this is let's take a look at YouTube's. And YouTube's is actually much different. If we look at their top charts, you'll see that it's Speed, a Japanese channel I'm not familiar with, Tim the Tatman, Dr. Disrespect, Ludwig, right? Kind of the new players that have moved onto the platform, around 1 to 2 years ago. But what's interesting is if you notice, Speed has 37 million hours watched. That is dwarfed by what XQC had in 2022. And I think that most people are going to look at this and say, "Oh man, that's pretty bad. Like that's YouTube doesn't seem like it's worth it." But I think what most people miss is that on Twitch, you have the most dedicated and loyal followers of the live stream genre on your platform. On average, a Twitch viewer watches, like a power user of Twitch watches around 91 minutes of content on that platform per day.
Yep.
And so when you put that in perspective, it makes sense that like XQC would have 224 million hours because these are your power users. These are the diehard live stream fans. And on YouTube, it's different because live stream is an aspect of content creation. It is not the content. It is an aspect of content creation. And all these streamers have grown significantly more than any other Twitch streamer on Twitch's platform, which makes me think that YouTube is they are very close to actually overtaking Twitch in the live stream space because they can offer more than just live content. So I don't know what you think about that, but
the VOD setup is far superior, obviously, in the YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way the platform has been built, the competitiveness of videos in the platform, obviously like thumbnails and the way you discover things. Like YouTube gives you an even playing field once you hit that homepage, where it's like whatever is performing best that day based upon analytics of the video itself. That's what's going to the top of the page.
Right.
Whatever has the best click-through rate, whatever has the best view duration, retention,
average session time,
all of that. That's going to be the winner. In Twitch, it's who has the most viewers. Yes, I'm sure that you can still like view bot much more on Twitch than YouTube. I'm sure YouTube still has some of those issues. But to your point, YouTube having entire libraries of people to watch videos, if that's a legitimate statistical breakdown where iShowSpeed is 30 or so, is it 37 million or something?
Yeah, 37 million.
And then XQC has 224 million.
That's only counting live hours watched.
So that's what was my point, is that if we're only talking about live hours watched, yes, iShowSpeed is the highest with 37 million. The next closest is around 22 million. But what they're not accounting for is how many of the videos did they go watch on Speed's channel? Right. How much money did Speed generate? Because I think we all know that the monetization that you're getting off of YouTube and that RPM, CPM, as far as like cost per milli, revenue per milli, is going to be far higher than that of the Twitch. And so therefore, those numbers don't look great, but you're not seeing the paychecks behind them. Yeah. And you're not seeing the view time on the rest of the video library.
Exactly.
So I think that, to your point, I think that when XQC gets on, every one of his fans logs in because they know they're not going to really get a YouTube video, or they're not really going to get some other content.
Or it's not going to be on the main channel, or it's going to be difficult to find, or right?
Exactly.
So they understand, and plus that's part of the live stream culture, is that the best experience is when you're watching it live. And so watching it as a VOD is a bit different because Twitch is the slogan, like, it's happening now, right?
Yep.
Because that's when it's the live experience is really good there. But most people can't afford to invest 91 minutes a day of their time into watching something live, right? Because as we grow older, we have more things we're doing. We're more invested in other things. And so those VOD pieces become increasingly more important. And I think that's why YouTube is actually going to overtake Twitch in the next probably several years, because they understand that you need both aspects of that type of content in order to really enable creators to grow and basically expand their presence as a brand and as an influencer. And I think the only thing they really need to figure out is how both long form content and short form content can coexist, right? Because I think a big problem right now is that short form content is it's kind of, well, it previously was kind of just being thrown into the mix of the long form content, but now I believe they've actually separated the two categories out when you visit a channel. So they're definitely working on how do we attract both the short form viewer and the long form viewer, but don't detract from the overall experience of getting to that content. And I think they are very close on finding a solution to that and perfecting and refining that experience for these users and content creators. So
I got one last thing to kind of mention to that, and this is going to be a short for sure. If you had to break down Twitch is the side chick and YouTube is your wifey.
Yeah.
And the reason why that is because Twitch streamers need YouTube. They don't, with the exception of XQC, and even him, he puts content out because he's a collab guy now. He's just collabing with lots of people all the time. Sure, he does his solo thing sometimes, but a lot of the time it's him and Hassan. It's, you know, he does an event with somebody, a poker thing, whatever that is. Like, he's always doing something. Some collab is going on, but you know, he's still posting on YouTube. Every single Twitch streamer is posting on YouTube to kind of be a mid funnel and finding people. Nobody has to go put a VOD on Twitch because nobody's going to go watch that VOD, you know? So it's like, at the end of the day, Twitch, you want Twitch because it's got the better experience for going live. Right. But truly, you don't need Twitch. No. Because you could get it all done on YouTube because they have shorts as well. If you were just going to be like, if you could only have one platform, you'd have to say that getting down to it, it would be YouTube or Facebook. There's no even comparison because you don't get the mid form, which is your 3 to 10 minute video, your short form, which is less than 3 minutes, and your long form, which is over 10. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's only so many places where that lives. Twitch is not one of them.
Right. Yeah. Totally agree. So, yeah, I think YouTube's going to take over. It's only a matter of time, honestly. They are already kind of taking over, but they got to figure out how to compete with TikTok first and how their short form and long form coexist. So